My story starts quite some time ago. I met my ex-husband at work, and we dated for a short amount of time, and then we moved in together. In the 9 years we lived together, I really didn't have much of a clue what kind of person he was going to be. I'm sure there were signs. I knew he had a temper at times, but it didn't always show. There were things that bothered me about his personality, but, we both dismissed things. I didn't date a lot before him, so I was a little bit naive. I was very young. I was still in my 20s, and I really didn't have a clue what I was in for. Once we got married, I found out on our honeymoon my life was going to take a drastic turn. He began to show signs of indifference, racism. His temper got worse. There was a lot of misogyny. He started playing mind games with me. Systematically, life just changed in the 10 years we're married. He would like to pick fights where a fight wasn't needed. But if you didn't agree with him, the fight never ended. Over time, he started isolating me from my family, my friends, our neighbors. He forced me to quit a really good job that had benefits that we needed. He quit paying the bills. And I was getting notices for things, and I couldn't understand where the money was. We had a joint checking account, and he wasn't putting money in it. I lost everything while I was with that man. I had a dog and 4 cats, and he killed them. And once he started abusing my son, I really had enough. He had done a lot of terrible things to me while we were together. Shortly after the birth of my son, he did rape me once, and he actually made the comment, because we're married, it's not considered rape. The sexual assault was one thing, but watching what he was doing to my son, that was way too hard to bear. I couldn't. I couldn't watch that. My son ended up with stitches in his head twice because of that man. I just had enough. I didn't have anything at that point anymore, so there was really no reason to stay. But I didn't know how to get out. We moved to an area I wasn't familiar with. I didn't have friends here, didn't have resources, so I didn't know what to do. Fear kept me in line. It kept me from leaving sooner. It kept me from speaking up. Finally, one officer came to the house because somebody called because of our domestic fight got too loud. And the officer said, "There is a place you can go." I was afraid he would find me. He said he'd kill me if I ever left him. He even told me how. He started target shooting, and he showed me the gun. And he put the target on my side of the bed. And he would do this every week. Look how good I'm getting. I didn't think I would see another birthday, but I finally did some research, and I took the officer's advice, and I found Harbor House. Once I finally figured out I could leave, I did. And I threw things in the back of my car. I grabbed my son from school, and we came here. That was almost 8 years ago now. That was the scariest day of my entire life, but I did it. That single act, that one last courageous push, actually gave me my life back. The resources that I found out, I was able to get help with food, help with housing, mental health care, an actual doctor for my son and I. There's just so many resources that I didn't even know existed until I came here. There's always people who are willing to help. And I didn't even know a community could pull together like that before I came here. I met some really wonderful women here. And I'm so grateful for them. Because without their support and guidance, I could not have gotten through this. I was able to get back on my feet. I put myself through college, and I got a degree. I made the dean's list. I'm very proud of myself for what I was able to do. Things that weren't even a dream before. I used to joke with my advocate. She used to tell me, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And at the time I was so pessimistic. I used to say, yeah, that's the headlight of the oncoming train. So it used to be a running joke for us. Cheer up, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I go, toot toot. But she kept pushing that. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Not everybody has the same path. Some people can swim through it easy, and for some of us, it's not. But I finally got through the tunnel, and it's a beautiful day.
Thank you for joining us for Domestic Violence Awareness Month and hearing from survivors living in our community. Domestic abuse affects more than 1 in 7 people and knows no gender, race, or socioeconomic status. By supporting the Harbor House mission, you help us to achieve our vision of a community free of domestic abuse.